Hello and welcome to Simply Football on FC Goa TV. You're watching Prudent and I am Neeraj Prabhu. FC Goa have got their first victory in the 5th edition of Indian Super League. A fantastic Spanish flavor studded performance by Sergio Lobera's boys saw the Gods beat Chennai in FC, the defending champions, and of course arch rivals of FC Goa, winning 3-1. FC Goa winning 3-1 last night, and it was a performance that made us say, wow, this is very entertaining. At the start of the season, FC Goa had managed a 2-2 draw in Northeast United, and many of us thought that, a lot needs to be done for FC Goa if they have to come back to their smooth passing game, a tiki-taka sort of footballing entertainment, and then they go to Chennai in FC and deliver the type of performance that we all wanted to see. And especially one man who was right on the money in our first edition of program was former India forward Francis D'Souza, who thought that Spanish flavor was missing in their first match, and today here he is as always with us, very happy as he really enjoyed this performance by Lobera's boys in Chennai in FC. Welcome Francis, Bob.
Thank you.
You seem really delighted with what you saw last night.
Yeah, I mean, this was the rivalry in the ISL competition between FC Goa and Chennai and FC, and very rightly so. They have convincingly won yesterday's match. The rivalry was intense, you can make out, because of the 6 yellow cards, but 21 fouls committed in the match, and almost 3 red cards, which they must have missed. The players missed by a whisker. Yeah. The benefit of doubt which the referee gave them. Otherwise, you can see the intensity in the game.
Yes.
And you had 4 goals also. And very rightly, as you also mentioned, and I did mention in my last episode, that we didn't play the fluent football. FC Goa didn't play the Spanish type of football, the tiki-taka, like you say. And success comes with possession of the ball, and it was so evident yesterday. We had all the possessions, we were confident. In first 20 minutes, we totally dominated the game, and we scored. And with Edu Bedia back, I think the defensive role played by Jahu and the attacking role played by Edu Bedia perfectly matched the script by Lobera, and we were very successful in our match yesterday, and I think we will be as we go and progress forward in the competition.
Right. Sergio Lobera talked about the attacking mindset of his team, the attacking DNA of his boys in his pre-match press conference in Chennai, and true to his word, he sent out a very attacking team onto the field, despite knowing that John Gregory's side is always set up for a good organization and strong defense, and they know to snuff out the attack from their rivals and get the result. Despite that, Sergio Lobera sent out a very attacking team, taking out Carlos Pena, the specialist left back, and sending in Edu Bedia in the starting 11, showed the intent of Lobera and his think tank.
Yes, I think Neeraj, Lobera has been going on with his philosophy of playing attacking football. No, even last year, even if he had defensive problems, he still persisted with the attacking football. And the coordination and the fluency of football that they played always makes them dominate. Yes. And very, very positive in their approach towards attacking the goal. And with a man like Koro, sending jitters in the defense. I think to a certain extent, yesterday's Chennai defense was jittery. I mean, they were lethargic, and Koro made best of it. So Lobera is perfectly justified in continuing his philosophy of attacking football.
Right. In the first match, Edu Bedia wasn't available, and we saw the performance of a little lower quality than what they were capable of. Yesterday, Edu Bedia came and took his place in the center of midfield. How does that change the dynamics of the team, and what role did he play to get the FC Goa game to that higher level that we saw yesterday?
You see, when there are certain players on the field of play, it is a matter of confidence. Right from the defense to the goalkeeper, everybody comes up with confidence. They knew that Edu Bedia had the ability of holding on to the ball a little longer in the midfield. It's about dominance in the midfield, and that's exactly what they had. You had Ahmed Jahu playing the same role that you see, playing deep in the defense, playing those long balls, Edubedia holding the ball, passing to Bumos, and Bumos' mobility with Koro and Bumos' mobility. I think that was the key to their success yesterday.
Overall, if we see, the FC Goa got off to a smooth start, and then probably we saw that after around 25th minute, the teams got really worked up with their emotions. And did you feel that FC Goa lost their rhythm a bit towards the second half of the first half?
Yes, I think so. They lost their concentration. They allowed Chennai to take over after those first 20 minutes. And very rightly so. Chennai, with Rafael Augusto there dominating the midfield, he took over and he was prodding his players up front with all those passes and on the wings and back. But you know, when FC Goa had the ball, they were so confident. They looked so confident in pushing the ball to the wings and playing to the wings very often. And two of the goals incidentally came from the wing attacks.
Right.
So I think they got their strategy very wrong and right. Sorry, and they were confident about what they had to do. I mean, the coach must have been very careful in guiding them what they exactly have to do on the field of play, and very rightly so. They have kept the ball, played to the wings, stretched the Chennai defense, and Koro has always been a sensation. He is clinical, he is dangerous. You give him an inch and he'll punish you very badly, and that's what he did for his second goal. So I think all the defenses in this competition now, all the teams will be are very well aware of Koro's potential, and so he's going to be a trump card for FC Goa.
Right, already on 3 goals now
Yes.
in this ISL. Bumos really seemed to be the one who was getting too early into the verbals with the referee and having a sort of incident with Melson Alves that could have seen him get a red card on any other day.
Yes,
Quite lucky.
I just mentioned to you that it was a very close call. I mean, the referee could have decided either way. But, you know, these emotions do happen. When you want to succeed, when you want your team to win, it's packed with emotions.
Right.
And as being a player myself, I know what effort you put in, and you get frustrated a little bit of times. But then it's very important. You know, you don't play for yourself, you play for the team. And that is the priority of the players. You have to take the team into consideration. You have to take the team forward. So I think it should be a little bit of verbal advice from his coach about this aspect of the game. You could see also Jahu arguing with the referee after there was a clear yellow card fall. So you know, they have to have their composure. They have to have. This is where sometimes FC Goa loses the plot. And I think they have to be very careful if they have to succeed as they go ahead, because opponents will try to instigate you, to create problems with you, because if you are a good, well combined, well oiled machine team, you know, then you will find that opponents are using tactics which disturbs you mentally and get the better of you.
Right. Let's watch the highlights of the match and then come back again to discuss more with Francis. Welcome back. Some of the goals were really nice, but you can also, in other words, you can also blame Chennai FC for poor defending. Even the first goal, it came as Anirudh Thapa missed a really vital clearance.
Yes, I think, you know, if the defense is lethargic, you got to take your advantage and you have to punish the team, and that's what FC Goa did. Chennai defense was lethargic. They were off color to first part of the game, and that's where Edubedia took a strike which was not really a goal achieving shot, but it had the benefit of a deflection and it beat the goalkeeper, and then you were in the lead. And I always insist that unless you take a shot, you will never get a goal, maybe by deflection or unsightedness of the goalkeeper. So it was a good effort by Edubedia. Of course, came from the wing play by Lenny, and Lenny has had a very good game yesterday.
Yes. The third goal scored by Murtada Fall, his first in the ISL, the Senegalese defender there with that looping header. It was a very good technical header from him, well directed.
I think to score goals, you have to make decisions very quickly, and once you recognize what you have to do, it's your intelligence that makes you score good goals. And this was part of technical ability and the intelligence to think correctly at the right time. You didn't need strength and power in that header. You just had to drop it there in that far corner, and very wisely and very cleverly done by Fall.
Chennai also had their chances. One of the easiest miss perhaps was from their star Rafael Augusto, missing from very close before finally they got a consolation goal in the stoppage time.
What is heartening for a team is, Neeraj, is creating the chances and capitalizing them. But if you cannot capitalize them, you got to pay back in terms of losing the match. And that's exactly what happened to Chennai. They had 3 good chances to come back in the game. Right. And Rafael missing such a chance would not happen on another day. So in that way, FC Goa was a little fortunate.
Now Chennai FC, they have gone down in 2 back-to-back games now in the ISL 5. Why would you think that they would suffer this fate? Because the team overall hasn't changed much. It's the same coach as well, John Gregory. So if you put your mind to it, what would have made them such a subdued lot last night?
Like in the post-match conference, I think coach was advocating that he had lost his earlier match and they went on to win the ISL trophy.
Yeah.
So maybe that's at
but
the
that
back.
Was only the first match.
That was only first match, but then you have another match, and it's a long competition. You have a lot of breaks, sure. So anything can happen. It looks like a good team that if they combine well, they can come back in the competition. So there's nothing much to lose heart about, and I think when you have JJ, in fact yesterday JJ was totally off color.
Absolutely.
And that must be one reason why Chennai couldn't do well.
Looking at FC Goa, did you feel that Jackie Chan perhaps was a little off color and the weakest link last night?
No, Jackie Chan's style of play is totally different compared to Brendan. I think if Brendan was there, the style of play matches the tiki-taka flavor, Spanish flavor. He is a more physical player, having good runs on the wings and send the ball into the box. So I think it will take time for Jackie Chan to settle down and gel with the other colleagues well, and we will find him more aggressive later on maybe. So he's trying to fit himself into the team at the moment.
Yes, young goalkeeper Mohammad Nawaz had made a very immature error in his debut match at Northeast United, and that had cost FC Goa an early goal. Last night he looked alright, but then he was quite fortunate later on in the game when he charged at the rival player when FC Goa were already 3-0 up. Didn't have to do that, could have been red carded.
Yeah, I think what is important in the match, especially goalkeepers, is their observation and decision making, and it has to be so quick. And this comes with a lot of experience. When you have to go into a 1 versus 1 situation, I think your decision making is very, very important. And once you have made a decision, you have to be 100%, 200% confident of getting onto the ball if you are leaving your area and going out. And I think he was fortunate for being shown the yellow card, because I think it was a very good scoring chance for Chennai.
Right.
And if there was no contact with the player, I think the Chennai player might have pushed the ball into the empty net.
Right.
So in a way he was fortunate. But it's all a learning process. 18-year-old is going to learn.
Sure.
Unfortunately, it should not be at the cost of a victory to a team. And I think a couple of mistakes by the youngster should not should be overlooked, because he has done pretty well in the game yesterday. Yes. He brought on 2 or 3 good saves. So I thought he should be complimented for the saves rather than the mistake that he made.
Right. It seemed that the referee had a hard time controlling the emotions of both the teams, and it seemed like he was inconsistent with dishing out the cards. What's your assessment of the man who matters most on a football field?
Yeah, I think the primary duty of the ref is that he finishes the game well and he comes out successfully. He has to do a very good balancing act while applying the laws of the match of the game. So I think to a certain extent he found that he might have lost little control on the game, but he was quick enough to recover and then talk to the players and start the game all over again. And it depends on the players itself, because if you see the other games I've been watching in the competition, the players are more interested in playing the game than playing the man. And here, since the rivalry has been intense over a couple of years, I think it was expected that it would be a very tensed and hard-fought game, and very rightly so. But still, the referee has done a good job.
Right. FC Goa and Chennai FC are now the most productive rivalry in the ISL, most highest scoring fixture in the ISL, as they are coming together has now produced 44 goals, the highest ever in the history of ISL over these 5 years now. So whenever these two teams meet, entertainment seems to be assured.
Yeah, because both the teams are equally well balanced. On a given day, you have a striker like Koro who can change the entire complexion of the match. And playing possession football, FC Goa has always been dominating the matches as far as both these clubs are concerned. So I think we will, even at the home match now, when we see it later, I think you will still have money's worth for you to watch.
Absolutely. Now FC Goa will have a very long break now. They go on to play directly on October 24th at home. That would be their first home game. So such a long break now coming up for the FC Goa players after this fine rhythmic performance yesterday. They would have liked to play regularly, but now it's a long break. So how does it fare for Sergio Lobera and his boys?
Yeah, I think it's the coach's job now how to have set the mind working properly now with a long break. Psychologically he has to boost his players and build up the confidence once again to get the rhythm. It's going to be a little difficult because it's a long break, and players would like to get on the field after this splendid victory against Chennai. So I think it'll have a little bit of a difference, not too much, but I think we won't see that fluency of football that FC Goa plays, maybe.
So it would be like a sort of a restart to the tournament. Maybe some personnel changes could also be rung in, like Brandon Fernandes could be making his home debut for the season in that match.
Yes, I mean I think we'll have all the players available for that match, and I think it's going to be a very competitive match, and it's going to be a matter of confidence, because if you have a long break, 17 days, it's a long time. So when you come back on the field, no matter you may be playing a lot of practice matches, but a competition match is a different ball game, and it affects you psychologically as well as physically. So I think it might not affect FC Goa so much, because they play a possession football, so they can get back into rhythm if they are able to hold on to the ball for a longer time, and that's going to work to their advantage.
Right then, two matches played, both of them away encounters, and FC Goa have bagged 4 points. Good return considering both the games were away from home for Lobera's boys.
Yeah, I think it is a very good result for them for the start and for 2 away home games. I think he will be very satisfied man, Lobera. And what is more satisfying is the functionality of the team, is how they gel, the flow of the game, and how they are coordinating, and especially the Fall, who has been a newcomer to the team,
right,
how he adapts himself to the other members of the team. I think he should be pleased with the outcome of yesterday's match, and I think that should set the rhythm for the games to come ahead.
Right. Thank you, Francis, for being with us. Looking
Pleasure.
forward to having your company all through the season.
Sure, sure.
So that's all the time we have on this edition of Simply Football on FC Goa TV. Keep watching Prudent and stay tuned to FC Goa TV for further developments on this season as we go ahead and build up towards the home game which is scheduled for October 24th, and before that we will also go on air with our Prudent FC Goa quiz questions. So keep watching Prudent. Goodbye. Thank you very much for watching.